The Washington, D.C. Transatlantic Policy Forum is a high-stakes gathering with diplomats and economists filling the room. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt takes the stage, her confidence palpable. Mince the speech, she veers off script, jabbing at Canada, calling it America's cold little cousin and mocking its economy as a gas station with a flag. The audience gasps, some chuckling nervously, others exchanging stunned glances. The remark meant to underscore U.S. dominance lands like a diplomatic grenade. X ignites with Jugger Leavitt V's Canada clips of her quip spreading fast. Canadian Liberal. Leader Mark Carney, former Bank of England governor, sits in the front row, his face unreadable, quoting Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations in his mind. Nations are not diminished by the prosperity of their neighbors. He prepares to respond. Leavitt, oblivious to the storm brewing, continues her speech touting Trump's tariffs. The room buzzes, sensing a clash. Carney, known for his calm intellect, rises to the podium next, his presence commanding. The stage is set for a takedown that will echo across borders, with Leavitt's insult igniting a philosophical and economic duel. Carney steps to the mic, his demeanor composed, but his eyes sharp. Miss Leavitt's words reflect a misunderstanding of strength. He begins, voice steady, dismantles her insult with precision, citing Canada's $2.1 trillion GDP and its role as America's top trading partner per 2024 USR data. A cousin, perhaps, but one that supplies your energy, cars, and jobs, he says, drawing murmurs of approval. Quoting John Stuart Mill, the worth of a state is the worth of the individuals composing it. He reframes Canada's value as a partner, not a subordinate. Livid, seated shifts uncomfortably, her smirk fading. Carney doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. He cites a 2025 IMF report projecting Canada's economic resilience despite U.S. tariffs. Then jabs, calling us weak won't make your policies work. The audience applauds, some Americans nodding. X explodes with the sky. Carney claps back, trending globally as clips rack up millions of views. Leavitt's team scrambles backstage, unprepared, for Carney's fact-driven rebuke. The clash, now a viral spectacle, pits her brash rhetoric against his philosophical clarity, proving intellect can silence bluster without a shout. Leavitt, stung by Carney's response, tries to interject from her seat, accusing him of dodging the real issue of Canada's trade deficits. The moderator allows her a brief rebuttal, but it's a misstep. Carney unflappable pivots to history, referencing the 1988 USC-Canada Free Trade Agreement that fueled mutual growth. Insults don't rewrite facts, he says, quoting Hannah Arendt. The trouble with lying is that it's less convincing than it seems. He then exposes the flaw in Leavitt's tariff logic, citing a 2025 CBO report warning of U.S. consumer price hikes due to Trump's policies. Harming your own people to prove a point isn't strength. It's folly, he adds, his tone calm but cutting. The room falls silent, even Leavitt's allies stunned. Her face her prepared talking points useless. The audience erupts in applause, with Canadian diplomats exchanging proud glances. X crashes under D-host Carney, shuts down with users dubbing him the quiet assassin. Leavitt's insult meant to flex power has backfired, revealing her as outmatched. Garn, reading Montesquieu, later reflects, to check power balance it with reason. His response has turned a diplomatic slight into a masterclass in dignity and truth. The clash dominates global headlines. The Globe and Mail hails Carney as Canada's defender. Fox News calls Leavitt's remark a bold stance. X is a battleground, with Leavitt v. Canada trending for days. Canadians flood posts with maple leaf emojis, while some MAGA users defend Leavitt, claiming she spoke truth. A viral TikTok shows a Toronto barista reenacting Carney's comeback caption, "When you mess with Canada, diplomatically, The incident strains U.S.-Canada talks with Trump's 25% auto tariffs looming per 205 CBC report. Carney's team clarifies he rejected Trump's 51st state idea in a March 2025 call, reinforcing Canada's sovereignty. Leavitt doubles down in a Fox News interview, dismissing Kay's response as elitist. But her base wanes as economists back Kay's data. A 2025 Pew poll shows 70% of Canadians view the U.S. less favorably. Post-insult, Carney meets young leaders, urging them to build bridges, not walls. The clash meant to elevate Leavitt has crowned Carney a global hero, sparking calls for transatlantic unity and exposing the cost of reckless rhetoric. A year later, Carney's takedown is a diplomatic legend. He launches Northern Light, a podcast on global economics topping charts with millions of listeners at a Toronto summit. He quotes Rumi, "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there." The crowd rises, his calm strength a beacon. Leavitt's influence wanes. She leaves the White House. Her insult, a cautionary tale in PR training. A 2026 Harvard study cites the clash as a case study in effective rhetoric, with Shaka's Carney claps back inspiring. D stand with Canada campaigns for trade fairness. Carney visits Hiroshima, connecting with peace activists reflecting on tour. The truth is not in the quarrel. His response, rooted in facts and philosophy, has reshaped U.S.-Canada dialogue, easing tariff tensions. Leavitt, now a pundit, admits on a podcast, "I underestimated him." X's Rashani Shuts Down becomes a hub for civil discourse, with youth advocating for respectful policy as Carney preps for Canada's next tone election. His legacy, forged in a single poised rebuttal, proves when voice armed with reason can silence arrogance and unite a